here in Jamaica. It seems as if there is a natural mystic blowing in the air in the political arena. And what we saw in Trenchtown at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex and Sunday must be a record in the political landscape here in Jamaica for a presentation of candidate for a region, and we're seeing something which looks even more massive than the annual conferences that some political party put on. Indeed, something phenomenal is taking place. And I heard colleague, media practitioner, journalist of note, Cliff Hughes, yesterday I saw him where he mentioned that, listen, the comrades turn out in their thousands and thousands and thousands. Those were his words. And to put the icing on the cake, he talked about how jubilant the comrades were. And indeed, I echo those sentiments. PNP rivers came down bank to bank to bank and Sunday night. And one wonders if it's that natural mystic that is brewing politically that we could be seeing some changes starting with the local government election. It is something to watch. And to us in media, it's important. History is very important, especially those of us who are political watchers, political pundits, and just commentators. We take cue from certain things, and as a result of that, it takes us back to the archives. And when you get to the archives, you look at 1986. 1986, at that time, the People's National Party, which was the then opposition, had not one member in the House of Representatives, because remember, based on the 1983 general election, that then opposition leader and party president for the PNP, Michael Manley, he boycotted that election because there was a pact that was signed off between the PNP and the JLP, or you could say between Mr. Manley and Mr. Siaga, and that pact was breached, where the election was promised that it would not be called on the old voters list because it would deprive so many young people, including myself at the time, that would have just come of age in 1983 to cast our vote, and we would be deprived that opportunity. So Michael Manley and its PNP then stood on the ground of principle, and they did not contest that election. However, when the dust settled and the 1986 local government election was called, the PNP won all or majority of the councils in the island. At the time they were called parish council. Now they are now municipal corporation. And they went on to have score a massive victory in the 1989 or 1980 rather, 1998, I'm sorry, 1989 general election, they went on to score that massive victory. And we're seeing something that resembling that based on the energy that is coming through. And one wonders what is causing that. And the people are actually saying is as a result of poor governance that the Jamaican people are facing, the measures that have been meted out to the taxi operators, the Clifton was taking place within the housing trust, to name a few. I could go on and mention a myriad of others. They're also throwing in there that $14 billion and counting with the Cornwall Regional. And to date, the people in hardship in accessing any semblance of good health care, and that is something that is replicating across Jamaica. We saw a couple of weeks ago a advisory issued by the United States of American government advising their citizens to stay away from Jamaica because of the poor health situation here. But I'm not even there with the visitors because indeed we must take care of our own citizens first. So I am calling on the government, the powers that be, to ensure that the system here, health system here is fixed, and then you can take it to another level. But to stay with the situation on Sunday, down by Tony Spalding complex there. I gather this has sent shockwaves through the Jamaica Labour Party of no mean order. And, it is causing a lot of tongue wagging in the halls of the Jamaica Labour Party. But we will see. Will those sentiments, those energy, those crowds that we're seeing, will those boxes, will those votes find their way in the box for the People's National Party on the 26th of this month? Or will the Jamaica Labour Party maintain the majority of the municipal corporation over there in Portmore? But Portmore, in my view, is very, very safe PNP territory, and I've already marked that call the incumbent mayor, Mr. Thomas. Now, I'm going to go further, and I'm going to be bold this morning, because if you're a political watcher and you're really reading the tea leaves, then certainly bold. And I'm calling this one for the People's National Party. I won't give you the amount of municipal corporation that they will get, but certainly the PNP will come out the winner in the local government election. I'm calling it on the 6th day and Bob Marley's birthday, the 6th of February 2024 at about 9:23. All right, so mark my word, calling it for the People's National Party. And I think they will come home with a big victory. Another thing that I want to talk about quickly, and there's an alarming video that is doing the rounds here, where an elderly gentleman in St. Thomas has been beaten. I will get to that through the program, but let me just conclude